So I really wanted to test some things out here. The new Profoto A2. You probably heard all about it online, so I'm not going to go into all the details and everything. But I wanted to check this out, against the A1, A1X, A10, whatever you want. This is a little heavier than the A1, but the big thing is the power. And I'm not going to shoot these, direct. I'm going to put them into a modifier because most people are going to use them on a modifier, and we want to see the actual output out of a modifier versus just straight. Because if they did change the reflector in here versus this one, it's not really a fair comparison if you're just doing reflector to reflector, because they change. They can have the same power, but it'll be different output from a better reflector. Now, the first thing I want to tell you when you're using them with these, so I'm going to make this a little. This is the other thing that everybody's been asking about, and I got a lot of comments out when I put out the angler. The Profoto people were like, "Oh, the Profoto is much better because it's a built-in." Just stupid stuff. So this is my first time putting them together. They are the exact same material. They changed the style of the plastic, but it's still the same plastic. There's no difference. Honestly, the quality is the same on both of them. So, yeah. But we'll use the Profoto for this test just to squash all the comments to start these. You know how people are. Anyway, so I'm just going to set this up and do a quick flash test. Now, there's one thing I want to show you with this, and it's really important. The first thing I'm going to do before I put it in here is I'm going to cord this. The reason why is because, I know people put these things on here and shake them to show that these things will hold. But I promise you, they will not. Okay. So I'm strapping this with a security strap because these magnets, they're strong enough to hold just like it is. But one little bump and they're down. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There's not even a question. I know everybody shows you, oh look, and they shake it, and they shake it like this. But when you're if your stand slips, it's down. And it happens because say you're adjusting and somebody goes down on the ground and you're on the side and you want to just let your stand down just a little bit. Okay, we'll even do it a little shorter here, okay? Just a little, and it's, so, it is heavier, and trust me, this will happen with all of them. So if you have this little protection on here, it's not going to hit the ground. And I've had A1s hit the ground because I was stupid. I tried to let the stand down. So yeah, I'm going to use a cord, or you connect this to the flash, or the flash to the stand and put this on directly on the flash. Okay, as you heard, my audio is going, so I'm just going to do a voiceover, and you'll just have to watch my lips move. So I really wanted to test these lights with the flash meter because I really wanted to see the power. This situation here with putting that directly on the flash and having the flash stand on the the stand on the A2 is a really good idea, because believe me, they will not hold. But so the first thing I did is I test the A2 against the A1 in a modifier, just to see what the power was, see the output, and because if we're going from 76 watt seconds to 100 watt seconds, I knew it wouldn't be that much of a bump, but I wanted to see, what is the extra power that you're going to get out of it. Now the form factor is great. It is a little heavier, but in the modifier, both the A1 and the A2 put out 5.6. There was no change whatsoever, which shocked me. I thought there would be a little bit of a bump, but there was not even a little bit of a bump. So then I said I wasn't going to test this, bare at all, because I figured, oh well, since it's a new light, they're going to, redo the reflector to give you that extra boost in power and so forth. And surprisingly, I didn't get the extra boost in power. And as a matter of fact, I got more power out of the A1 versus the A2. And I couldn't believe it to start, so I'm like, wait a second, it can't be right. So I wanted to make sure everything was right. I'm doing everything the right way. And I did this twice because I literally did this video, and looking at the results, like, okay, so that was the A1, it was at F11, and then I threw the A2 one, and after I saw the results on the video, I was like, wait a second, I gotta retest this. So I literally made this part of the video twice because I just thought there was something wrong. 76 to 100 bare flash, there's no way. But in the almost defense of the A2, yeah, this is me. I'm like in shock. I just couldn't believe it. So I got F11 out of the A1, and I got an F8 out of the A2. So yeah, the A1 is putting out more power than the A2. So yeah, it was confusion, and then I just wanted to move the light meter closer to see where I would have to be to get to the F11. And right about there, I was able to get F11 out of the A2. So yeah, there's confusion. This is the second video. I swear to you, like I had to do it twice. So let's see, yep, 5.6, this is with modifier. Switch them out, and with modifier, they're almost exactly even. If it goes 0.1 in either direction, I'd be surprised, but they're basically even. But bare, they're not. The A1, A10, whatever, like the portable on-camera flash unit is putting out more power than the A2. Now the other thing, which you got to give it to Profoto for thinking ahead because of the angler, you cannot put the A2 in the angler Profoto ring. They made it so it will not fit in the angler Profoto ring. You need to use the Profoto Clic Octa to make this work. Which shocked me, but it's true. It will not go in any way, shape, or form. If you're using the A1s, A10s, whatever, they go in the angler, no issues whatsoever. They fit perfectly, but that A2 will not fit in the adapter for the angler. So I'm sad to say, but that's the way it is. And I don't foresee angler changing this out. I really don't. Now, it'll still work with your V1s and your Godox A100 Pro. That they all work perfectly fine. But you need to get the Clic Box Octa Profoto unit to use it in this. Okay, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I literally couldn't believe the results, so I'm doing another test. I darkened the studio, I put 2 V-flats, black side, and I'm going to test these bare bulb again. So here's the 5.6.3 off of the A2, and then we're going to test it again just to make sure. I want to double check everything, because I know the output of light doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the watt seconds, but they're pushing this as a little bit more power. So the capacitor can hold more power, but it's not pushing out any more light. I'm presuming this is because It's the same insides as the A1s or A10s, just with a new frosted cover. Now here's the A1. Now this is the older A1, and I'm getting an f8.1 off of that. f8.01, just to be clear. So not much of a well, I mean 5.6 to 8, 76 watt seconds versus 100 watt seconds. Maybe the A2 recycles faster because of the capacitor. I don't know. I'm not going to go into that kind of technical stuff, but I mean, if you're getting the A2s or looking at the A2s to give you a little bump in power, you are not going to get it. You are definitely getting more power from the A1s, A1Xs, A10s than you are with that. Now, I even zoomed it here just to see, hey, what kind of extra power I can get out of the A1. And I know the zoom doesn't give you that much. It just, you think it would, but it doesn't. Maybe 0.3 power boost, if that. But I just wanted to check every single scenario here to give the benefit of the doubt. And to make sure my numbers are right. And maybe I have a bad unit. Maybe there is more power coming out of the A2s. It's just not in my unit. So the A1s have that clear, and then the A2s have that frosted cover. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's the difference. So obviously I'm going to throw on the diffuser on the A1, so it has the same diffusion. Well, it's rounded, but it's going to have diffusion like the A2 does. And let's see what the power is. Am I going to drop, or am I going to now be even with the A2s? I'm just testing every single scenario I possibly can, so you're really well informed. But I mean, if this is putting out the same power as the A2s, it comes down to form factor then. Which do you like better? Do you like the form factor of the speed light kind of form factor, or do you like the can kind of form factor? So there it is, 5.6.9. So you're still getting more power out of this.